In this class, we'll start with another topic as they have given for your syllabus, that is digestive system in different vertebrates. So, we have to study about the digestive system in a different vertebrate, since from the fishes to the mammals. So, we'll start with the first vertebrate, that is fishes. So, you guys have learned the basic concept regarding these vertebrates in the first semester while studying about the chordates. You might have come across the general characters of these vertebrates or chordates. So, I will directly start with the digestive system in case of the fishes. So, these for your syllabus, as they mentioned only the digestive system in a vertebrates. So we will study about the scoliodon. So digestive system in case of the scoliodon. So these scoliodon, they will be commonly called as a dogfishes. So they comes under the phylum chordates, class chondrichthyes, and the order squaliformis, and family Carcharinidae, and the genus Scoliodon. So this is the classification of these fishes, that is fish, that is dogfish or a Scoliodon. So then the digestive system, or we can say alimentary canal. So the digestive system includes the alimentary canal or a gut that the glands open into it. Then, the digestion is the process of simplification of the complex food material which can be absorbed and assimilated by the body. So, digestion andre ಏನು? The digestion is nothing but it will make the it will make the complex food into a simpler one. So, the simpler food material will be absorbed by the body. So, the digestion, it is a process of simplification of the complex food material which can be absorbed and assimilated by the body. So, this is the meant by the digestive system and the digestion. Then, the alimentary canal. So, what type of alimentary canal we see in case of these fishes? So, the alimentary canal in case of the scoliodon or a fishes, we see a complete digestive system or alimentary canal will be observed where the mouth and the cloaca will be present. The alimentary canal, it is complete and longer than the body and includes several regions like buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, intestine, and the rectum. So, when we cut the dogfish, then we will see a different regions in the alimentary canal. Since from the mouth to the rectum, what are the different structures we see in this alimentary canal? Those are buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, and the intestine and rectum. So these are the different reasons we study in this alimentary canal. So we'll start with the mouth. So in detail we will study about this alimentary canal. So this is the digestive system or a alimentary canal of the scoliodon. So when we cut the scoliodon, then we can see the digestive system. So it has a mouth, then the mouth leads into the buccal cavity. So the buccal cavity, then it leads into the esophagus. So esophagus, it is a wide gap. So these esophagus then leads into the stomach. In the stomach, we mainly see the two regions. Those are cardiac stomach and the pyloric stomach. Then these pyloric stomach, it will lead into the intestine. Then intestine, then it will lead into the rectum. So this is the different portions or structures or reasons we see in these alimentary canal. So this is the mouth, and mouth contains teeth. So in these teeth, they help mainly in the catching or catching of the prey or a cutting of the food. So these teeth, in case of these scoliodon, they are homodont. They are same in similar in structure. Then the mouth leads into the buccal cavity. So in the below the mouth region we see a buccal cavity. In this buccal cavity we mainly see the teeth. Then the buccal cavity, it leads into the esophagus. So it is the esophagus. The buccal cavity, it leads into the wide gap, that is esophagus. So esophagus, then it will lead into the cardiac stomach, or the anything which is taken by the mouth get into the stomach by the help of the esophagus. So in the stomach region we will see the two portions. Those are cardiac and the pyloric. So this is the cardiac stomach, then this is the pyloric stomach. So after the stomach we see a intestine, then the rectum. So these are the portions or regions we see in the alimentary canal of the scoliodon. So in the alimentary canal, we'll start with the first one, that is mouth. So mouth, it is an semi oval slit bounded by upper and lower lips and is present in the ventral side. So when we see the scoliodon, the mouth will be present in the ventral side, and it is somewhat semi oval slit, and it is bounded by the two lips, those are upper lip and the lower lip. And it has a mouth, it has a wide gap, and these gap, it will enables fish to engulf the large sized prey. So this is the significance where we see the wide mouth in case of this scoliodon. These wide gap in the mouth, it will enable the fish to engulf the large size prey. Then these mouth lead into the buccal cavity. So after the mouth we found a structure, that is buccal cavity. So these mouth leads into the buccal cavity. So what is this buccal cavity? So the buccal cavity, mouth leads into the spacious dorsoventrally flattened mouth cavity bordered by the jaws. These are, sorry, teeth are homodont and are embedded in the skin, sharply pointed and directed backwards. So in the buccal cavity, so of these mouth present in the ventral side, it directly leads into the dorsoventrally flattened space present in the scoliodon, that is called as a buccal cavity. So these buccal cavity, it is bordered by the jaws, and in these buccal cavity we mainly see the teeth. So we see a thick and hard mucous membrane in these buccal cavity. So these thick and hard mucous membrane bears denticles. So these denticles are modified into the teeth. ಸೊ ಈವನ್ ದ ಬಕ್ಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಂದರೆ, ಈ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನು ಡೆಂಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಟೀತ್ಸ್. Then the teeth present in these buccal cavity, they are homodont and they are embedded in the skin and sharply pointed and directed backwards. So teeth we mainly see in case of this buccal cavity, and they are polyphyodont. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸ್ಕೊಲಿಯೋಡಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಟೀತ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪಾಲಿಫಿಯೋಡಾಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಡ್ ಸೆವರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲೈಫ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಂತಂದರೆ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ ಅಂದರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇವು ಪ್ರಿಡೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೇನ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಮೇ ಲೂಸ್ ದೇರ್ teeth. So in order to replace them, they will bear the teeth again and again during their lifetime. So they have a polyphyodont teeth. It means the teeth will be replaced several times during the life and arranged in many rows. So these teeth will be arranged in many rows, and teeth helps in grasping the prey. The main function of the teeth is to grasp the prey. Then on the floor of the buccal cavity lies the so called ಟಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮೌತ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಕ್ಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಬಕ್ಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಟೀತ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಟೀತ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಸಿ ಅ tongue. So these tongue, it is merely thick and non-muscular and flat and non-glandular and non-protrusible. So ಈ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕೊಲಿಯೋಡಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಟಂಗ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಥಿಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತಾ, ಮತ್ತು ಫ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಾ, ಮತ್ತು ನಾನ್ ಮಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಇರುತ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಏನಂತ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ tongue, it will be non-protrusible and non-glandular and non-muscular. And these tongue, it is non-protrusible fold of mucous membrane supported internally by the flat cartilage. So the tongue present in the buccal cavity, it is somewhat thick, flat and non-muscular, non-glandular and non-protrusible type of tongue will be present in case of this scoliodon. Then these buccal cavity, it leads into the pharynx. So the pharynx, it is larger compared to that of the buccal cavity, and these posteriorly buccal cavity opens into the pharynx, which is lined by a endoderm. Each lateral sides of the pharynx contains an oval pit of spiracle and 5 separate gill slits. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಕ್ಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ರೀಸನ್ ವಿ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಸಿ ಅ ಸ್ಪೈರಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ gill slits. So as we know, these fishes, they respire with the help of these gill slits. So these gill slits and the spiracles present in the pharynx region. So these gill slits, they later lead into the gill chambers, and they will turn open out by the external gill slits. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ವಿ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಸಿ ದ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾರಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ 5 separate gill slits will be observed in the pharynx, and these pharynx or the mucous membrane present in the pharynx, it bears a denticles, so which are more numerous near the gill slits, and they will prevent the escape of the food. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ರೀಸನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಡೆಂಟಿಕಲ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಡೆಂಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಂಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥ ಫುಡ್ಡು ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಆಲಾರ್ದಂಗೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ pharynx. These pharynx where the posterior part of the buccal cavity opens into the pharynx. These pharynx, it is comparatively larger than the buccal cavity, and these pharynx bears the spiracles and the 5 separate gill slits. So along with these they bear denticles. These denticles prevent the escape of food. So this is about the pharynx. Then these pharynx, it is posteriorly pass into the esophagus. So the next part in the digestive system, that is esophagus. So mouth ಆಯಿತು, ಬಕ್ಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಆಯಿತು, ಫ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಈ ಫ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ರೀಸನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಗಿಲ್ ಸ್ಲಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಪೈರಕಲ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಲೀಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಈಸೋಫೇಗಸ್. ಸೊ ಈಸೋಫೇಗಸ್ ಏನು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ OESOPHAGUS, you can write ESO or OESO, the same, the esophagus. The esophagus, it is a short tube with a thick muscular wall. So when we see the esophagus region of the scoliodon, it is a short tube with a thick muscular wall. Then they have these esophagus where we see the pharyngeal cavity or a pharynx get narrow at the posterior end, and they will lead into the esophagus. So these esophagus, it is a thick muscular wall. Its mucus lining is thrown into the longitudinal folds. So in these esophagus we see the mucous membrane. So these mucous membrane, they will get raised into the longitudinal folds. Those are called as the rugae. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈಸೋಫೇಗಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅವು ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ಸನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ, ಲಾಂಗಿಟ್ಯೂಡಿನಲ್ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ಸನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ರೂಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ then the next one, that is stomach. Stomach is a U-shaped large cavity in which esophagus opens. So when we see the stomach of the scoliodon, it looks like somewhat U-shape. So the esophagus, the posterior end of the esophagus lead into the U-shape stomach. So in the stomach we mainly see two regions. Those are proximal end and the distal end. At the proximal end we see a cardiac stomach, which is longer, wider, and the distensible. So when we see the stomach region of the scoliodon, we mainly see the two portions, that is proximal limb and the distal limb. Proximal limb, it is nothing but a anterior portion of the stomach, is called as a cardiac stomach. These cardiac stomach, it is somewhat larger or longer and wider compared to that of the distal part of the stomach. The distal limb is shorter and narrower and is called as the pyloric stomach. So when we see the stomach in case of the scoliodon, we mainly observe the two portions. Those are cardiac stomach and the pyloric stomach. The cardiac stomach, which is longer and wider, whereas the pyloric stomach, which is narrower and the shorter. Then the opening of the esophagus into the cardiac stomach is guarded by the esophageal valve. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಈಸೋಫೇಗಸ್ ಇಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ದ ಈಸೋಫೇಗಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಲೀಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಯು ಶೇಪ್ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಸೋಫೇಗಸ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವಿಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಸೋಫೇಜಿಯಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಈಸೋಫೇಜಿಯಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ವಾಟರ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗೋದು ಮತ್ತು ಫುಡ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗೋದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂಥರ ಫ್ಲಾಪ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, ಈಸೋಫೇಷಿಯಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದೆನ್ the mucous lining of a cardiac stomach also forms a longitudinal folds like those of the esophagus. At the junction of cardiac and pyloric stomach is present a small blind outgrowth, the blind sac, as well as a sphincter valve. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಈಸೋಫೇಗಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೋಡಿವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಲಾಂಗಿಟ್ಯೂಡಿನಲ್ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ಸನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ರೂಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಈಸೋಫೇಜಿಯಲ್ ಲಾಂಗಿಟ್ಯೂಡಿನಲ್ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ಸ್, ವಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಿ ದ ಲಾಂಗಿಟ್ಯೂಡಿನಲ್ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ cardiac stomach. So along with this, we mainly see at the junction between the cardiac stomach and the pyloric stomach, we mainly see a blind sac and the sphincter valve. So these are the two reasons we see in the junction of the cardiac stomach and the pyloric stomach. So this is about the cardiac stomach or a sphincter valve or a pyloric valve. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಟೂ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ಸ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂತಾದರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಪಿಂಚ್ಟರ್ ವಾಲ್ವ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಟೂ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಸಿ ಅಟ್ ದ ಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೂ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ ರೀಸನ್. ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ pyloric stomach and the cardiac stomach. Then the lining of the pyloric stomach is mostly smooth. At the end of the pyloric stomach is present a strong circular muscle band called as a pyloric valve. The guarding its opening into the small but thick walled muscular chamber, that is bursa entiana. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಪೈಲೋರಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ದು ಲೈನಿಂಗ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೈಲೋರಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ ವಿ ಸಿ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪೈಲೋರಿಕ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪೈಲೋರಿಕ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಮಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಥಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ಡ್ ಮಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್, ಅಲ್ಲೇನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ bursa entiana. So this is the pyloric valve present at the end of the pyloric stomach. Then these pyloric valve again it enters into the thick chamber, that is bursa entiana. So this is about the stomach. Mainly in case of the stomach, we mainly see a two portion, that is cardiac stomach and the pyloric stomach. Then the intestine. Bursa entiana is followed by intestine. It is a straight wide tube. Its narrow anterior part receives the bile and the secretions of the pancreatic duct. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಮ್ ವಾಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆರ್ ಅ ವೈಡ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ where we see in case of the scoliodon. So the narrow anterior part receives the bile duct dorsally. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್ದು ನ್ಯಾರೋ ಇರುವಂಥ ಆಂಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬೈಲ್ ಡಕ್ಟಿಂದ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಾ. And also it will also receive the pancreatic duct ventrally. So due to these two factor, which these intestine it receives the bile duct dorsally and the pancreatic duct ventrally. So that portion is called as the duodenum. So these duodenum it will receive the both the secretions from the bile duct as well as the pancreatic duct. Then we mainly see the two portions in case of these intestine portions ಅಥವಾ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು? ಡಿಯೋಡಿನಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲಿಯಮ್. ಓನ್ಲಿ ದೀಸ್ ಟೂ portions will be seen. At the last of the intestine we see a rectum. So these are the portions we see in the intestine. The bursa entiana is followed by the intestine. It is a straight wide tube. Its narrow anterior part receives the bile and also the secretions of the pancreatic ducts. So, therefore, it is called as a duodenum. In scoliodon, the mucous lining of the intestine becomes folded anticlockwise into a longitudinal spiral or a scroll of about 2 and a half turns. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ scoliodon intestine, where we see a mucus lining present in the intestine, it becomes folded. ಏನು ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಪೈರಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಕ್ರೋಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನಂದರೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ವೇರ್ ದ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಫೋಲ್ಡೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅ ಸ್ಪೈರಲ್ ಆರ್ ಅ ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವ್ದು ಮೇನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಇಲಿಯಮ್. ಸೊ the mucous lining of the intestine, it gets folded anti-clockwise and forms a scroll valve or a spiral valve. It serves to delay the passage of food and offers increased surface for absorption like the ಟಿಫ್ಲೋಸೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅರ್ಥವಾಮ್. ಸೊ ಅರ್ಥವಾಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಟಿಫ್ಲೋಸೋಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ದ ಅರ್ಥವಾಮ್ ಟು increase the surface area for the absorption. So like that of the earthworm, in case of these intestine we see a scroll valve. So these scroll valve, it will increase the surface area for the absorption. Then the last part of the intestine is called rectum. It is a short and narrow tube opening behind through the anus into the ventral cloaca. So this is a portion of the intestine. So this rectum, it is a short and narrow tube and it opening behind the anus into the ventral cloaca. Already we know the cloaca, it is a common opening for the three systems. A small finger like cloacal or a rectal gland of a unknown functions open dorsally into the rectum. So this is about the intestine. Up to now we studied about the alimentary canal of the scoliodon. So let me show you a dissection of a scoliodon so that you can clearly observe the structures present in the alimentary canal.
Let's open the body cavity to examine the internal organ. The internal organ in situ look like this. The liver is a large organ with two big lateral lobes and one medial lobe. It is very oily. Sharks and dogfishes lack the swimming bladder, unlike the bony fishes, and as such, the oily liver helps in their buoyancy in water. A piece of the dogfish liver will readily float in water. Underneath the smallest lobe of the liver is the gallbladder, which contains bile that helps in emulsification of fat. The gallbladder opens its contents through the bile duct into the duodenum. The stomach is underneath the liver. It is a J-shaped organ. It contains the upper cardiac stoma and the lower pyloric stoma. The stomach continues into the small intestine, starting with the duodenum, the ileum, and ends in the rectum. If we dissect deeper into the stomach, it contains longitudinal folds called the rugae, which helps in churning and mixing food with the digestive juices. Cutting through the intestine reveals a called inner part. This helps to enlarge the intestinal surface area and compensates for the shortness of the intestine. In the male, the testes are located beneath the liver and open to the cloaca through the vas deferens, which runs parallel to the kidney. In the females, underneath the liver lobes are the right and left ovaries. The oviducts run parallel.
So, I think you might have come across the structures of this digestive system in case of the scoliodon. So, we see a big liver, then after this liver we observed the esophagus, then esophagus lead into the stomach. In the stomach we saw the rugae. So these are the some of the longitudinal folds present in the esophagus as well as in the stomach. So these rugae they help in a mixture or a digestion process. So they help in a digestion process. Then after the stomach we observe the in the stomach we mainly see the two portions. Those are called as the cardiac portion and the pyloric portion. Then the stomach leads into the intestine. In the intestine we saw the scroll valve or a spiral valve. So these scroll valve or a spiral valve they increase the surface area. They increase the surface area of the this increase the surface area for the absorption. So up to now we studied about the alimentary canal and what are the different reasons present in the alimentary canal. Then glands of the alimentary canal, what are the different glands we observe in case of the scoliodon. So in the scoliodon alimentary canal it includes the glands like liver pancreas and the cecal or a rectal gland, and also we see gastric glands and the intestinal glands. So the first one, that is liver. It is a massive yellowish bilobed gland. The two lobes extended backwardly freely into abdominal cavity, but they are united anteriorly and are attached to septum transversum by a ligament. So ಈ ಒಂದು ಲಿವರ್ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇಟ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ದ liver in the scoliodon, it looks somewhat yellowish bilobed gland, and it is comparatively bigger in size, and these two lobes they extend backwardly up to the abdominal cavity, but they are united at the anterior portion by the ligament. Then a V-shaped thin-walled gallbladder in which the bile is collected lies embedded in the right lobe of the liver. So from the liver we mainly observe a gallbladder. So the secretions of the liver will be taken out by the gallbladder. So the bile will be collected in this gallbladder. Then the narrow bile duct, about 3 centimeter long, leaves the gallbladder and opens into the anterior end of the intestine. So I have already said in the portion of the duodenum where we see the dorsally we see the secretion of the bile duct, and also the ventrally from the pancreas. So the both the secretions will be collected in the anterior part of the intestine. So the bile from the liver will be opened in the intestine. Then bile duct also receives branches from the lobes of the liver. It secretes bile, stores glycogen and fat, and destroys worn out erythrocytes of the blood. So, the liver, where we mainly see the bile duct. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬೈಲ್ ಡಕ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಲಿವರಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಬೈಲ್ ಡಕ್ಟು ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬೈಲ್ ಡಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಬೈಲನ್ನು ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಾ. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಸಕ್ರೀಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಬೈಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಸ್ ದ ಗ್ಲೈಕೋಜನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ fat and also destroys the worn out erythrocytes of the blood, or old erythrocytes of the bloods will be destroyed in this liver. So this is about the alimentary gland, that is liver. Then the pancreas, it is a compact whitish or a pale bilobed gland consisting of a longer dorsal lobe running parallel to the posterior part of the cardiac stomach. So these pancreas, when we see the digestive system of the scoliodon, we see a pancreas which runs parallel to the cardiac stomach. Then a smaller ventral lobe closely applied to the pyloric stomach. The small pancreatic duct transverses the entire length of the gland to open into the intestine, just opposite the opening of the bile duct. So these bile duct, they will also secrete their secretion into the intestine. Then these pancreas, it will secrete the pancreatic juice and also has a endocrine role in this scoliodon. Then the gastric glands, we see a numerous microscopic gastric glands present in the wall of the stomach. So these gastric glands, they will secrete the gastric juice directly into the lumen of the stomach. ಸೊ ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ಕದ ವಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಅವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ಕದ ಲೂಮೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್ಸನ್ನು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು. ದೆನ್ ದ ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನಲ್ gland. So in the intestinal gland, we also see the many intestinal glands at the wall of the intestine, and they secrete the juice or secrete the intestinal juice or succus entericus. So these intestinal glands secrete the intestinal juice or succus entericus. Then the cecal or rectal gland, it is a small finger-like body attached by its duct to the dorsal side of the rectum, into which it opens. It is highly vascular and composed of lymphoid tissue. Its function is unknown. So we also see the rectal gland. It is somewhat finger-like structure attached to the dorsal side of the rectum. Then it is highly vascular and it consists of a lymphoid tissue. So these are some of the glands we see in case of the scoliodon. Then what is the food and the feeding of these scoliodon? These scoliodon, they are carnivorous. They feed mainly on the crustaceans, annelids, small fishes, and also it considered as a ಒರಾಷಿಯಸ್ ಫೀಡರ್. ಒರಾಷಿಯಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಏನಂದರೆ ಹೈಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ಗೆ ಒರಾಷಿಯಸ್ ಫೀಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಕೊಲಿಯೋಡಾನ್ is considered as a voracious feeder and can smell the food from the long distance, as they have a ampulla of Loranginae, or they have a highly developed sense of smell, or olfaction is highly developed in case of these scoliodon, so that they can sense the smell from even though the food is in the long distance. Then, due to ventral position of the mouth, it has to turn to one side to capture the prey. The lower jaw is opened by a coracomandibular muscles. The escape of the struggling prey is prevented by backward directed teeth. So this is some of the modification in case of these scoliodon, as they have a teeth. These teeth they will prevent the escape of this prey. So this is about the food and feeding in case of the scoliodon. Then food and physiology of the digestion. Scoliodon is a predaceous carnivore feeding mainly on other fishes. Its diet may also include crabs, lobsters, worms. Then food as a whole is swallowed. No digestion takes place in the buccal cavity. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಡೈಜೆಷನು ಬಕ್ಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಡೈಜೆಷನ್ ಅಕ್ಕರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ ಬೈ ದ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೆಪ್ಸಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ HCl of the gastric juices. So the digestion is mainly occur in the stomach part, where the stomach secrete the gastric juices like pepsin and the HCl. Due to their activity, the digestion takes place in the stomach. Then bile and pancreatic juice containing trypsinogen, amylopsin, lipase act upon the semi-digested food in the intestine. So then the bile and the pancreatic juice they will act upon the semi-digested food in the intestine. Then scroll valve present in the intestine serves to retard the speed of passage of food to extend the time of digestion and increase the surface of absorption. So the scroll valve or a spiral valve present in the intestine, they will prevent the ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡೈಜೆಷನ್. ಸೊ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡೈಜೆಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೋಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವ್ ಆರ್ ಅ ಸ್ಪೈರಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವ್, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ so that it will make it suitable for the absorption. So they will increase the surface for absorption by preventing or retarding the speed of the digestion. So this is about the physiology of the digestion. So up to now we studied about the alimentary canal in case of the scoliodon, and also we studied about the food and feeding and the physiology of the digestion. So this is about the digestive system in case of the fishes. In the next class we'll start with the digestion in amphibians. Thank you.